All right, today we're talking body game again, man. Most people are like, the average person just isn't willing to sacrifice what they need to sacrifice to get to, to get to the next level, right? They say they want the results that the above average person have. They say they want the results that successful people have, that people on body game have, but they're not willing to change any of their habits. They're not willing to change anything, right? It's just, I see that shit all the fucking time. And before someone gets in the comments and says something about, you need to find God, like stop always talking about body game and like chicks and stuff, listen. If you're fat as hell and claiming God, bro, you're gluttonous. All right, that's a fucking sin. Don't play with me, bro. I hate when y'all do that shit. You're out of shape. You're not disciplined, right? And you're talking about, oh no, like you have to. No, don't cope, bro. Don't cope like that, bro. Use religion the right way, bro. All right. Anyways, like I said, man, like why the average person just ain't willing to do it, man. Like it's not even big changes, bro. It's really not big changes. They're just not willing to take the time to rewire the brain, right? Why am I saying rewire, bro, instead of rewire the brain? They're not willing to take the time to rewire the brain, right? It takes time to work on your subconscious. You have these bad habits, it's going to take time, man. And like I say in every video, the thing is you can eat a lot of fucking bad food and still get lean. So I know the people who are, not on body game, they're just eating a lot of shit. And it's like, it's temporary discomfort, bro. Like once you get lean once, it's going to become a lifestyle and you're going to see why it's better. Everything is better when you're not fat as fuck, bro. It just is. It's not that deep. It's never really been that deep. Everybody knows that. But what makes people feel better is being in that victim mindset, like, man, it's the seed oils, man. It's the food. No, the fuck it's not, nigga. Listen, I can eat an all seed oils, all goofy food diet and still get leaner than you, bro, because I'm just eating things in proportion. Y'all be eating so much goddamn food for no reason. And you try to cope with food, right? And you want me to like sympathize. Like if someone says something in the comments, right, I'm gonna be like, okay, cool. Like they're like a loser's mindset is worse than being in a losing position. Because if you have a winner's mindset in a losing position, you're gonna eventually win. Now, a lot of you guys are, about to start sinking your ship, but your ship hasn't sunk yet, right? It hasn't sunk. Like you guys still have potential, but your mindset is what's causing the ship to sink, because a lot of you guys are in decent situations, but you have such a losing mindset that you're gonna go downhill. And it's like, man, it's not fair. This is that. You just have this victim mindset. It's like, bro, you currently went from 15 to 25% body fat. If you lock back in, you can get back down to 15. And if you really make that identity change and you really think of yourself as a leaner version of yourself, you'll stay at that 15% body fat. But if you continue going the direction you're going, and you'll be on type 2 diabetic medication pretty soon, high cholesterol meds, and you'll hate your life. Everything sucks when you're fat as fuck, bro. It just does. It does, all right? And I don't know why that's even, like, saying that is even controversial. Because when you go to the doctors are like, dude, what the fuck, bro? Your numbers are ass. You can't even pass a stress test and you're like 25. Like, that's what they're going to say to you because you're fat as shit. Because excess fat, there's no benefits. Zero benefits to excess fat. All right? Literally. Zero benefits to excess fat. And when I say excess fat, I don't mean you have to be 10% body fat, right? You can be, honestly, bro, you can be 15 to 18 with a lot of muscle. Most people ain't there either, right? Because it's like, most people are really, like, I feel like most people are 7 to 15 or just like 28, bro. Like, it's a 7 to 15 or 28 because it's hard to be like 15 would mean that or 18 would mean that you're either coming down from 20 or going up from 15. Like, maintaining that range, you have to do some activity, but not that much. You know what I'm saying? Then you might get discouraged because you're 18, so you can't see all the cuts and stuff. Versus when you're like 10%, you can see your cuts and you're super, super encouraged. And when you're 15%, depending on how much muscle maturity you have, you might be able to see your cuts as well, right? So, like, listen, man, like, you gotta realize, like, if you want to be above average, you can't aim to be average. Everyone is always aiming to be average or slightly above average, and that's why they're average. Because the average person is like, you know what, I'd be fine with just a little belly at 20% body fat. You're aiming for 20%, and then, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be 25%. You know what I'm saying? You need to aim for 10%, right? And then you might get to 10%, or you might get to 10%. You feel me? But you got to aim higher. Like, a lot of you guys got to aim higher because people who are becoming the greatest version of themselves, people who are above average, they're locked the fuck in. They're serious about their goals. They move with intention. Like, when I'm reaching a goal, it doesn't matter what the goal is. I'm moving with intention. You guys waste so many days, so much time, so many hours, so many minutes, just moving without intention. Like, every time you move without intention, every day you move without intention, you're fucking wasting time. The average person usually knows more about their sports team, right, than they do about, their own routine, right? And a lot of people, the average person will usually be like, bro, AJ Brown dropped the ball. What the fuck? He needs to lock in. Bro, You can't even run a route. Like I said, you can't even pass a fucking stress test. You can't even walk 2 miles around the park without being out of breath. You can't walk up a flight of stairs, and you're over here complaining about AJ Brown and shit. Like I saw a clip of WrestleMania, people trying to walk up the down escalator, and they couldn't do it because they're fat as shit. Like that's fans, bro. That's motherfucking fans. There's two types of people in this world, bro. There's producers and consumers. Most people are consumers, right? Most people are fans. They focus all their energy on what they're consuming and other people, and they just let themselves slip, right? When they look in the mirror, they hate what they see, so they don't focus on it. They focus on everything else. That's usually who's hating in the comments. It's usually a fat fuck, right? Usually in the comments, there's a fat motherfucker hating because they don't have the patience, they don't have the time, they don't have the self-awareness to work on themselves. So they're like, you know what? Let me hit on other people to feel better. And it's like, no, bro. Like that. At the end of the day, I'm gonna go to sleep. Everyone, all the people's posts that you guys comment on negative shit, they're gonna go to sleep, right? And they're gonna be chilling. And you're gonna go to sleep, and you're like, when you're going to sleep because you're fat as shit, right? Period, right? And if you're in a marriage, it's gonna be a sexless marriage because you're out of shape. Simple shit, bro. It's that simple. It's not deep, bro. It's not that deep. Like when you want to be above average, you shouldn't be around average people. That is number one. Like, stop being around average people. How can you desire to be above average and everyone around you is average? That's number one. Number two, stop getting mad when you don't do things. Like, you feel like you're missing out, right? The things that you're missing out on are what average niggas is doing. Because the thing is, when I see people drinking on their stories and turning up on their stories and doing all this stuff that average people do, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm missing out because that's why they're fucking out of shape. Every weekend they eat like shit, right? They go try food, right? And they're literally, a lot of my high school classmates are big as shit, bro. They're just massive, bro. Like, just insane amounts of fat, bro. Just like, they could hibernate for like a fucking year and they'd still be like 20% body fat, bro. The shit's insane. Like, just a lot of fat from just eating a bunch of shit and just doing the drinking shit every weekend. Drinking a bunch of food, drinking a bunch of liquor, eating a bunch of food every single weekend. So, if you want to be above average, you want to be successful, you want to be on Bodygame, you shouldn't be like, oh, I feel like I'm missing out on drinking. This is a dumbass mentality. I can't even relate when people say that. Like, well, what about going out? I feel like I'm missing out. I feel like I'm missing out. You could go out and you don't have to drink, obviously. But if going out is a trigger for you and you drink and you eat a bunch of bullshit, then you shouldn't go out, right? And that's what average people do. When average people are doing average shit, how can you be jealous of that, right? Because that's what's leading up to be an average motherfucker. It's not a big deal. Like, you think when someone is sitting down drinking beer, watching the Cowboys lose, you think David Goggins is like, dang, bro, I wish I could sit down and watch the Cowboys lose and drink. No. He's locked in. He's locked in doing what he needs to do. All right? And another thing is where you allocate your energy. Where energy goes, energy flows. All right? Like I said earlier, a lot of you guys know way too much about these sports teams. And you're like, yeah, my team. If someone says my team, I'm not talking to that motherfucker ever again. Hey, man, my team for years has been the Raiders. First of all, not going to lie, we got to look at the psychology behind this, but that actually might be a significant source of stress because that team is ass, bro. All right? They've been ass since like 2005, bro. Like, seriously. But when you put all your energy, like, this is my team, you're putting all your energy into things you can't control, which takes your energy away from things you can control. So you have, like I say, you might be in a sexless marriage, your wife might be cheating on you, but you don't care. You just want to see, you want to see what Ashton Genty's going to do this year, man. You're so excited about him. You're telling everyone about him. You're like, yeah, this is the year, man. His shoe size is 9, bro. His favorite animal is blah, blah, blah. Like, you just know all this random shit. It's like, how the fuck do you even know that, bro? But you don't know your waist size. You don't know your body fat percentage. You don't know last time you've been to the gym. You don't know what you're eating on a daily basis. You don't know that you have type 2 diabetes. You're creating type 3 damn near. Like, the shit's crazy, bro. Your priorities are messed up. And this is the average person. That's why I don't mind when an average person hates, because it's like, they don't inspire me and they don't inspire anybody. And if they, like I said, man, if they're like, if it's like a husband, they definitely don't inspire their wife, bro, because they're leading her in the wrong direction. So they're not inspiring their kids, their wife, they're not inspiring anyone at work. Their boss is like, what is going on with this dude, bro? Like, he's buying new clothes every 6 months because he can't fit into his old clothes. Like, you're just not inspiring anybody. And that's something you have direct control over. Why do I talk about this? Why do I talk about being in shape? Because that's something you have direct control over. All right. There's a lot of things you don't have direct control over. All right. Like, shit can happen any day in other aspects of your life. But if you control what you can control, right? Control everything that you can, you're going to see, you're going to have a lot less stress, right? A lot less anxiety. And you're going to feel like you have control over your life. And that starts with food. All right. Everybody controls what they put in their mouth. Pause. So a lot of people will be like, hey, man, like, I swear I'm not eating that many calories. Yeah, you're not going to have a 40-inch stomach and eating 1,800 calories, all right? It's just not. Like, literally, you guys are acting like God is working overtime to just keep belly fat on you only. Like that's how much of a victim you are. Like God is literally like he's coming down here. He's like, bro, put more belly fat on this dude, man. Put more belly fat on this. No, nobody fucking cares that much. Your habits are what's keeping that shit on you. All right, you have average habits where you feel hungry at night and you're like, like I just want something sweet, and then you eat that shit that's sweet, and guess what? You go right to sleep, get stored as fat. You've been doing that for 10 years. That's why you're fat as shit. Do you think I'm doing that shit? Obviously fucking not. You think my boys are doing that shit? Obviously not, bro. You think anyone lean's doing that shit? You think David Goggins does that shit? No, bro. It's not that deep. All right. Oh, you had a chocolate. You had a cheat week. Who cares, bro? That's not gonna do anything. If you're actually anyone who's lean, anyone who's locked in knows that one cheat week is not holding you back, bro. That shit's not doing anything. You're gonna gain water weight. Worst case scenario, you might magically gain maybe 1% body fat if you have like a post show day cheat week. Like that's different because they get down to 5% body fat. But if you're 10% body fat and you have a cheat week or some shit like that because you just fell off for a week or some shit like that, and you get right back on that wagon, by the end of the month you'll be 10% body fat again. It's not that deep. It's like what you do majority of the time is going to dictate your results. And the average person also is always looking for it's just the most interesting thing. And I'm talking about this in a lot of my videos. I know it sounds repetitive, but it is just one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Like the average person is always looking for short-term shit their entire life, and it's just like they spend more time thinking about shit and reading about shit than actually doing shit. Like the people who are getting to the goals read the shit and have been doing the shit consistently. The people who aren't getting to their goals, they're like, well, I really just think like I think a mix of 24-hour fasting and carnivore, that just might work for me. And I'm like, well, if you're 10% trying to get to 5%, or maybe 15% trying to get to 5%, maybe you need to do that depending on your genetics and like how long you've been cutting. But you're 40% body fat, bro. You literally can eat. If you're 40% body fat, you can end each day with a crumble cookie. Like you could eat eggs in the morning. You can eat grilled chicken salad. Let's be real. You can eat eggs in the morning with some bacon and tater tots. You can eat a grilled chicken salad, and then for dinner you could have sweet potato and steak, and you can end the day with a crumble cookie, and you'll lose fucking weight. Literally, you'll literally lose weight because that's how many calories you can fucking eat. So, in order for you to lose fat, you just gotta stop eating so much shit and control. Like literally, stop eating so much shit. Like stop doing extreme shit. Like if you eat 5,000 calories and then you go down to eating 1,500, you're not gonna fucking last. Right? You're 40% body fat. That means until you get down to like 15, you're going to be eating more than 2,000 calories. It is what it is. And at 40%, you're going to be eating more than 3,000. Because to get to 40%, to get to 350 pounds, you're eating 4,000 calories, 5,000 calories. Like, let's just keep it a buck. All right? Most people are just doing dumb shit like that. That's what the average person does. And back to this, I'm going to keep referring to this comment because I used to get this shit on TikTok all the time too. Like, well, if I want progress faster, why don't I just drop my calories? That's exactly why you're fat as shit. Because you want something faster and you're doing unsustainable shit, and then you're like, I can't do this anymore. And you go back to your old habits. It's a cycle that you're creating. All right. If your body's used to eating 4,000 calories, you have a food addiction, so you're gonna have to taper off of it slowly. Obviously, you're gonna have to learn about nutrition, and you're gonna want to maintain your muscle mass as well, so you don't feel like shit. But they usually just do like a 1,500 calorie diet, like they think they're Kim Kardashian or some shit. These dudes are doing 1,500 calorie diets, and they're losing a lot of muscle, right? So they're feeling like shit. Their testosterone's going down. Their body fat might actually, go up too, because if you lose a lot of muscle, body fat's gonna go up. So they're 40 pounds lower at the same body fat percentage. And they're like, well, I lost 40 pounds in 2 months. Congratulations, you lost no body fat. You're not doing anything, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the average person. The mindset is the biggest part. All right. Like I said, put a winner in a loser's position. They're winning. You put a loser in a winner's position, they're losing. All right. And most people have that loser's mindset. I don't care. Like if you call someone a loser, make sure it's based on their mindset, not based on where they are. Because there's someone that's gonna come out and be like a Elon Musk, right? They're probably in a losing situation right now, but they got a winner's mindset. We might see that shit in like 10 years. Like they'll be like a new Elon Musk type level person, right? But they're probably in a losing situation right now with the winner's mindset. So it doesn't matter where you are. It's about your fucking mindset. Simple. All right. And then one more thing. Got to get this off. Like I said about the short-term shit, it's literally just insane impatience, bro. Like the amount of patience that people have when it comes to gaining fat is diabolically impressive. Like they're very consistent when it comes to gaining fat. Like I could never, right? I could like, if I really put my mind to it and I lock the fuck in, I still don't think I could just like lock in that hard to get to that 40% body fat. Like anyone who's gotten to 40% body fat is working their ass off consistently. Every single day they're executing. Every single day they're overeating. Even if they don't feel like it, they're like, I gotta knock out this beer and I gotta eat this Ben and Jerry's. Like you gotta do that every fucking day, bro. That is hard fucking work. I don't care what anyone says. That's some hard fucking work in the wrong fucking direction. All right, and it took you years of doing that shit to get to where you are. So in order to lose fat, it's not, bro. In order to lose fat and be where you said you were gonna be, and actually do what you said you were gonna do, and actually be content and be proud of yourself, just fucking lock in, bro. Give yourself 6 months and see what happens. Give yourself a year and see what happens. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's not that deep. Anyways, link is in the description for the Discord, man. Y'all know the drill, man.